I'ma get them higher. You can't catch my drift, can't catch my wave. Damn, Kane, you done killed Abel. Unbalanced land, trying to keep the people stable the way I feel.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Strap in. This will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. Now this will make it into the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Terrific running there to start the drive as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well.
He's tackled at the
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Prescott. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to maneuver. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 27-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Ravens' 26-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Play action now. Prescott. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
At the 38-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins.
Jackson.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Back at the 40.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Prescott from the gun. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle.
Complete to Nick
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
That's out to the left and complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
Second and 11 now. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. We're scoreless after 1. Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. gone. Here's Prescott. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Falcons.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit. I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. I got one. You ain't X. 45 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. The bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Falcons.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
The ball carried by
tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 6 yards left on second down. Now Prescott. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Prescott to throw it. He's got the first down inside the 10. And this is caught at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got it first and goal at the 7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Leads to second.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
They'll run here on third and goal. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Conley. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson escaping the pressure right. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. He's going to let it go again, and that's caught inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime, and even 40 yards. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
But that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle, pockets
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
They'll go again with Dobbins, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. Throwing again. Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And Jackson throwing once more. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So it appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work, while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming. This is Smith. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fielded at the 20. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Another run here with Dobbins. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons 17. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The Ravens on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Jackson going to run. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. Jackson going to hold on to it again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Mix the score. Ravens 7, Falcons 3.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 40. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. After the interception, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Jackson from the shotgun. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
29-yard attempt.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Prescott off play action. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. On play action, Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And out. It's 4th down.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
No conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the sake, boy, till there's nothing left. I'ma run to the band till we all got them buckets. Yeah, the footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. On play action, they'll throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion.
Atlanta.
Prescott. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Darren Lee in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Play action now. Prescott. And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow. The receivers have been running them ragged. Maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to him, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They've got a chance to take the lead.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Intended for J.K. Dobbins. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On second down now, Dobbins into the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Baltimore Raven. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Fowler. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to bring that down for us. That's typically how...
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Second and 10. Operating from the gun. Jackson. He'll try and run it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
On third down, Jackson. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Today's final.
Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us, because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
So for the Falcons, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
pick it and go. We'll step on